What makes you different from other people?
Once again, it falls back to my parents in terms of how I approach the situation. I never feel that I'm at my best. I feel I still have room to improve. I still set goals for myself to strive for. I'm never complacent with what I've achieved. Even though it's been very successful for me, I still feel I have a lot to prove, not just as a player, but as a person, as a father, to some extent as a role model in all aspects. So I'm never really too complacent with myself or with what I've achieved. When I get to a point where I feel I can improve as a player, I walk away from the game. I still feel that I have a plateau that I hadn't reached yet in terms of my skills or my expectations of myself. I'm always going to expect myself to do certain things or surpass certain things. As long as I believe that, then my road to success is going to continue to expand.
What motivates me is the unknown. No one knows. They can all speculate, but no one really knows. And when you look at my career from high school all the way up through to the pros, no one knew what Michael Jordan was capable of. And myself, I didn't know. But that I didn't let that stop me. And I let that motivate me more so than anything. That as long as it's unknown, that means I have a chance. And that's the way I pursued my whole career. I wanted to excel my game and isolate my game from everybody else. That I was more than just, a few-dimensional. Even when it came to Magic Johnson, and Magic Johnson was a crowd pleaser. He was a good offensive player. He was a great motivator. Average defensive player. I wanted to change that. I wanted to take another step. I wanted to do all those things, that could separate me from Magic Johnson. I'm not saying he wasn't great. He still is great. But we're great in our own different way, and that was motivational for me, and to this day it still is. The greatest thing about the game of basketball to me is the passion, the love that I have for it. Because when you have love for anything, you'll go to the extreme to maintain that love. That's what love does. It love drives you to do everything you need to maintain that connection. If I didn't have the love for the game of basketball, all the things that I just panned out to you in my career would have never been achievable for me. But it was truly my love for the game that kept me pushing to be the best basketball player that I could be. To be the best at anything, you gotta have a certain love for that to make you overcome all the obstacles that's gonna be thrown in your way.